Hey family, Dr. Dorsey here, and welcome to Next Level Conversations, where we don't just talk about growth, we ignite it. Every time we get together, we dive into transformative insights, breakthrough strategies, and high impact wisdom designed to elevate your mindset, sharpen your leadership, improve your fitness and wellness, and of course, fuel your success. So whether you're here to level up in business, relationships, get more fit, get well, heal, personal mastery, or anything that you're focusing on, you're in the right place. Here is my promise to you. Promise to maximize your time. Promise to encourage you to take action. Promise you to focus on growth, and I promise you to be in the moment. I need you to make the same promise to yourself. We are here to help you get to the next level. So let's get into it. Man, and I promise you, you guys just happen to be tuning in at an amazing time. I typically go in and you guys know you see me on here, but I'm fortunate enough to have a very, very special guest that's coming on with us today. I have been able to admire him from a distance and even up close. We were fortunate enough to be at a Black Professional Network engagement together on the same panel. And honestly, we looked and said, wow, we gotta connect. And this is our way of doing that. We happen to be on the same coast. We happen to be passionate about some of the same things. And I cannot wait for you to introduce him. Would you do me a favor, show your love in the comments and tap those hearts for the one and only Joshua Fields, the building. How you doing, bro? How you doing?
Hey man, I'm well, man. A pleasure to be a part of this next level conversation, man. This is right up my alley, my brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. I've been impressed with you since meeting you. I've been watching and admiring what you're doing. Love the energy, love the various lines of impact that you have,
Mm.
and just a fan. And as I've told you before, this is meaningful to me. I do take this very seriously. I don't take your time for granted. And I'm just excited to hear from you. Would you kindly just introduce yourself,
Yeah.
and tell people a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so Joshua Fields, born and raised in Seattle, Washington. I live in Portland now. By trade, I'm a leadership coach, speaker, facilitator. I also DJ on the side every now and then. But I help people get real with themselves. I help people step into who they fully are meant to be unapologetically. I believe radical self awareness, deep connection, and a little bit of discomfort are the secret ingredients to helping people not only transform, but to level up. I think I know my leadership work is more than what it looks like on paper for people that are chasing more money or titles. I believe, turning life's mess into meaning, using pain to fuel purpose, and creating spaces where truth and accountability abound. And they are not just buzzwords, but they are lived experiences. So beyond coaching, like I mentioned, I bring the same energy to the DJ booth. I curate some vibes, some intentionality for folks to get lost in an experience. And beyond that, I am a loving father to my little people, Charlie, Skylar, and Tyson. They are 12, 10, and 8. And my beautiful wife, Amber. And as an entrepreneur, I believe firmly the best way to live unapologetically is by never playing small. Take up space, be who you're meant to be, because there will never be another chance to have you be you in this moment, in this time, for this group of people. So that's a little bit about myself, my brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I love the intro, man. And I've been watching. I want to dive right into it, man.
Yeah.
You have quite the fitness journey and
Mm,
story.
mm,
I know that I tell people when they see me now, they don't see where I used to be. Um, and sometimes in my head, I'm still that chubby kid, right? And that sometimes influences how hard I'm going in the paint to be sure that I don't end up back in that other space. Can you talk a little bit about how you kind of got to where you are today. I know we don't have pictures, but tell us about your
Mm.
fitness journey.
Yeah, man. When you mentioned the chubby kid, man, that struck an emotional chord in me. And I didn't grow up overweight. I
Mm,
played basketball. I thought I was fit, for what fitness was, for my understanding, but my limited relationship with being able to even gain weight and be out of shape was it started when I started driving, and I was working at the mall, and there was a food court, and during my lunch breaks, you know, I smelled a little Cinnabon, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna have me a little Cinnabon. Now, what was happening was I wasn't being as active. I was working and driving basketball and some of the things I would do outside. That lifestyle had to change for me, and I didn't even know I could gain weight. And I remember my younger sister and I, she's had her own bouts with weight and everything. And early on, I remember the Atkins diet, and I started picking up weight, and then I lost it doing just not eating any carbs. I'm like, okay, well, this is easy. And well, you can lose weight, and then there's keeping the weight off. That's a whole other beast. But what I noticed about myself with the weight gain is how less of myself I felt in a
mm,
body that I didn't recognize in the mirror. And this is
mm.
over from 18 to till I was about 30, 32, up and down, up and down. Now I'm 43 now. Now I don't look like it, and I'm pretty proud of that.
You
However,
do look good. You do look good. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
yeah, yes, sir, yes, sir. However, the the emotional turmoil when you're constantly losing weight to be something for someone else. If I can just get this weight off for this event, because the people at the event are going to look at me and I don't want them to judge me. I don't want them to think this. So let me get the weight off for that. So I played that game. Next thing you
Yes, sir.
look up, next thing you look up and you're like, well, the weight's back. And it's not only back, it's back with more. It's more pain. It's more disappointment because it's like this agreement you had with yourself about why you were doing what you were doing wasn't really your motivation. It was so other people could look at you and see something that you didn't want them to see, which was somebody
Mm,
that was undisciplined, somebody that
mm,
cared more about what the taste felt like,
mm,
this emotional engagement with food. And it took it took the birth of my daughter.
mm.
Not that it fixed me, but it got my attention.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I remember even my weight has played such a detrimental role in terms of my relationship with food and the weight that would come with that. You know, since we talking transparently, I didn't
Yeah.
lose my virginity until I was 28 years old because I was
Sir.
afraid of what I would look like in front of somebody,
Sir. Sir.
you know?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
so there was so much that held me back from just being able to be expressed and to be me. And I lost a lot of time. And
Hey, hey, let me
yeah,
let me let
yeah,
me
yeah, yeah,
dive
yeah,
in
yeah,
here.
yeah, go,
The
yeah,
stuff
yeah,
that
go
you're
for it.
saying is so special, and I want to be able to do my best to kind of capture what I'm hearing, bro.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Do you think, brother?
Like, there are a lot of people who face what you're facing every day, and what you have faced, and what we have faced. This uh, regular cycle of loss and gain,
Mhm.
right? This regular cycle of winning and then looking up and discovering that you're not where you used to be.
Yeah,
And if you had 60 seconds to
yeah, yeah,
talk
yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
those people, you feel me? Like if you had to say something
Yep,
real quick to those people who are
yep.
like, I've been stuck in this cycle. And obviously, my
Mhm.
question is larger than that. You're welcome to
Yep,
focus on fitness, but what would you say to them? I'm interested.
yeah. You're worth the best version of you. That is not going to be handed to you. You cannot outsource it. And if that is fitness, I often talk about this in my workshop. If that's fitness, great. My 80-pound journey, because that's what it ended up being, around up and down, up and down, up and down, I had to begin to believe in me and being me for the sake of me without being dependent upon anybody else validating me, affirming. And I'm not saying that I don't look for that at times, but the commitment to be yourself is bigger than you having an extra sandwich that day or an extra this that day, or you know what, I'm so overwhelmed with my job, or I'm so overwhelmed with my relationship that I begin to emotionally engage with food to feel better. You're better than that experience, but you have to find yourself believing in that. And in its concise message that I can share, had to upgrade my environment to put me in spaces with community to hold me accountable to the better version of who I wanted to be, because I just couldn't do it alone. Matter of fact, we're not even designed to do it alone. You have to do it in community. And so you have to be vulnerable and you have to be willing to step out of your comfort zone of protection and fear that holds you back, because you deserve to be the best version of you. Point blank, period.
Yeah, man, that is so good, man. That is so good. It's interesting, man. I sometimes you talk about and we talk about the best version of ourselves.
Mm.
And I think that life can be really interesting if we embrace a iPhone type metaphor. Just rock with me
Okay.
real quick.
Yeah, yeah, I'm with you.
That the more you discover about yourself, the more you see your potential and the more upgrades you got to make. And so when you talk about the version of yourself,
Hmm.
I'm
Hmm.
seeing life getting better as you keep introducing new versions.
Yeah,
And that can be a part of the major celebrations. Like the
yeah,
question to the person is, isn't it time for an upgrade? Right? Isn't it time for the next version? Isn't it
mm,
time for you to
mm,
and the versions, the base, the name, the identity of the phone doesn't necessarily uh, change completely. You just find new things that you know how to do with it. Upgraded cameras, upgraded technology. You
yeah,
know, the body shifts a little bit, and so that's what I'm hearing
yeah,
when I'm hearing you talk about the versions. But I wanna say to somebody who might be listening that your upgrades, in my opinion, will be happening throughout your life. Like you don't upgrade once and just
yeah,
land
yeah,
there.
yeah, 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 yeah,
The
yeah.
more
This
you
is
the more
good.
you learn about yourself, the
This is
more
good.
you discover, the
Yeah,
more you survive, the more you overcome, upgrades are necessary.
yeah,
That's why friends come and go,
yeah,
and you talk about having 3 kids, bro. Think about how many upgrades. Okay. Like for the 1-year-old kid, you got one set. One what is that called? When they're installing one new upgrade, but when the kid gets 5, you got all the
yeah,
software you got to put in because
yeah.
it's the 5 ain't one.
Absolutely,
You know,
absolutely.
one kid versus 3 kids. I only got one kid, and I'm like, y'all did this 3 times. You understand? Like, so these new versions, bro, to contribute to the conversation that you're having about deserving, you also deserve the permission to upgrade more than once,
Yeah,
to upgrade several times.
yeah, yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
to not make, like, I think this is an obstacle for a lot of people, bro. They think that they have to make the mega upgrade as if this is the final upgrade. No, sir. No, sir. No, ma'am. Like, minor upgrades are amazing too, and I know you probably have a lot to say about small wins. I've never heard you talk about this, but I bet if I passed you the ball and asked you to talk about small wins, you could say something about that. In your journey, did you have to
mhm,
deal with that, or did you feel like there was a major, like, one upgrade and you've been able to hold there?
yeah. Um, it's proven to yourself you can do hard things. So, I often use an example when I'm with my clients and in my coaching business around lifting weights, and I use the analogy that a part of your weight journey or your strength journey comes with pain, comes with being able to inflict a certain amount of force and catabolic energy, when I speak in my coaching language, to break your muscles down, rest and recover, and allow yourself to replenish what you have damaged through the working out process. You do this over and over and over again. And through this process, if done intentionally and consistently, you get stronger. You literally start to transform yourself. If I want to do 315 and I can't even lift the bar, there's some things that I have to do to exercise and get my body positioned to do 315 without doing 315. It's about those small wins that lead up to being able to bench press 315. Now, in our own life, in our real lived experience, that might look like this week, I'm going to the gym once a week because that's where it started for me. Next thing you know, I think I can do one more day. Oh man, spring break came up or the holidays are here. I done fell off. But if I could encourage anybody to think about, do not give up on you because those small wins add up. I don't care if you've been off the wagon, got back on it. I can tell you, and I got a buddy of mine, he's on his own weight loss journey, and there is a process that comes when you do not give up on you, this resilience, this strength you gain. Because it wasn't about, okay, now Joshua, you've lost 80 pounds and you've kept it off for almost 10 years. No, I transform my mind to get used to being disappointed, to get used to being like, damn, I didn't hit my goal this week and I didn't stop. It is in the losses, but you have to have a mind through your environment. For me, it's reading material to
Sir.
normalize the experience that I'm getting ready to
Yeah.
go through. Oh, you mean
Sir.
you don't get on the scale every week and expect 2 pounds loss? You mean sometimes there's an increase? Yeah, but you need to understand how you're designed to
Yes, sir.
regulate who you are for who you're meant to be. It isn't linear. It's up and down. And when I was able to lose 80 pounds, I was able to quit my job. And I'm not telling everybody
Hmm.
don't quit your job, but because I
Hmm.
lost the weight, I was able to say, you know what? This environment in corporate America for me isn't serving me. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go find another place to figure out how I can thrive. And it might look like something that's a bit more freedom ridden, a little bit more flexible. I want to be able to pick my daughter up from school. I took her to brunch this morning, so she had a late start. But again, I wanted to build flexibility in my day, and I wouldn't have been able to do that until I decided about what I wanted to do for me physically. I had to have something to prove to myself that I could do hard things, and it happened to be my weight, which allowed me to do my own business, run multiple companies like my DJing and my executive coaching practice, show up as a father, try to be the best husband I can be, not for them because that's what I want. Because I'm waiting for, again, if you keep waiting for people to tell you who you are, you're going to be disappointed. You have to go out and take up that space, but you have to start somewhere. And for me, it started with I can get to the gym one day a week. I'm literally talking to you from the gym right now
Sir.
because I get up at 4:30 because I had 3 babies.
Yes, sir.
And the only time I wasn't gonna be bothered was at 4:30 a.m. That stuck with me.
Come
Now
on, man.
the wife you might have a little issue with you making all that noise in it. I know you don't mind me making up all this noise because when you look at me in the mirror and you say, "Well, you know what? He do look
Go make
better
some
than."
noise. Yes, sir.
You know
Yes,
what I mean?
sir.
But that comes with the territory. It is not convenient for you to take up space. It is not convenient for other people when they get used to you shrinking, hiding, avoiding conflict. Well, I just don't
Yeah.
have the time. I don't have the time to go to the gym. Oh, you do, but you're too worried about taking up space in somebody else's life that's gonna say it's not convenient for you to go to the gym right now. It's not
Yep.
convenient for you to change the way we eat in this house. It's not convenient for you because it's our anniversary and we love to drink wine, but I'm in the middle of something that I'm working on for me. And right now, it's not convenient for you to be on this path. Oh, I'm sorry. But you know what? That actually has more to do with you and your conveniences than they do
Come on.
mine.
Come on.
And if I'm not
Come on.
committed to being the best version of me, I can't be the best version for you. I just can't, because I'm too connected to what you are, what your opinion of me is. So then I don't take up space. I don't stretch. I don't grow. I stay limited. I stay small, all
Yeah.
in effort to keep this false peace. And that is just, that lifestyle for me was tiring and burdensome. Oh, Joshua at 18, I would tell him,
Yeah.
brother, man, do not give up on you. Get into more conflict that involves you advocating for you. It is so
Okay.
worth it. So worth it,
So
brother.
good.
That's just my 2 cents. You got me on a tangent and I'm feeling
Hey,
good.
no, man, that's so good. But I'm about to listen. This is prime rib. I'm about to cut that bad boy up and chew on it. Uh, I think what you're saying is so important, and man, we got to do a part two. We gotta get back on here because I know I'm not gonna be able to get to. I really wanted to have some conversation and actually, set up to get you into the place of creative uh, conversation around music, which is really
Mhm.
powerful. And I'm watching what you're doing, and I'm watching your mashups and stuff. So we got to get back to that.
Thank
I'd
you.
love
Yes,
to
sir.
find some
Yes,
time to
sir.
be able to do it. So much to say about that, but I gotta kind of push us
Absolutely.
to the close on this part. And what I want to say is, fitness transforms lives. You talked about how when you lost weight, you left your job, and y'all got to hear this. And
Mm.
I'm just going to institute this. If we ever on here and somebody is saying something that's next level, y'all comment next level, because this is, everybody isn't ready to hear this stuff. But I'm gonna tell you, man, the bar that was in what you said, bars, several bars, but what I heard, and that is, you didn't just lose physical weight, you lost emotional weight, you lost psychological weight, like you were losing. And these are
Facts.
wins, y'all. These are wins. These are big wins. And
Facts.
so some people are only celebrating physical weight loss. But man, I'm listening to your story and you're celebrating loss of certain dreams that weren't serving you, loss of stress, loss of worry. Um, you were making literal decisions. When you go to the gym, you get to decide which weights you carry. You understand?
Absolutely.
And so this now taking ownership of what you're gonna carry, because everybody got to carry something, but you want
Yeah.
to get to a place where when you're taking your fitness seriously, you are nurturing a muscle to make decisions about what you carry, and you're nurturing a muscle to take agency off of what you're going to allow that to do for you, how you're going to allow that to impact you. And those choices will move into other areas of your life. It will also show you what's important to you. When you're in there,
Absolutely.
you building your body, and you're realizing, man, I need more time with the things that matter to me, the people I care about. So I'm gonna move this way. I'm gonna make this decision. And that's so powerful. And the 80 pounds, y'all don't understand. Y'all do not understand
Yeah.
what it requires, because he could have, like most people, he could have stopped at 10 and said, "Oh, great." Could have stopped at 20 and said, "Oh, great." Um, and I'm not necessarily suggesting that he didn't say it, that 80 was the thing. It was probably, I hear something else in there, but I'm just saluting you, bro, for all of that. That's an amazing story. And I hope that you guys would connect to Josh. He has so much to contribute as it relates to executive coaching, as it relates to empowerment and inspiration, as it relates to some things that work in the kitchen and some things that don't, as it relates to how to center your family and prioritize your family as an ambitious professional, as it relates to other things that you heard his story say. So
Mm.
you don't have to listen to me, but if you got any sense, you'll find a way to get in touch with him. Josh, as we're closing, man, would you
Yeah.
kindly tell people where they can find
Yeah, so you can type my name on LinkedIn, Joshua Fields. I'm on Instagram at Joshua A Fields, and that's primarily where I connect with folks, and you can see a lot of my inspirational tidbits, testimonials, and if that doesn't work, 206-225-7801. That's literally my mobile. Hit me on the hip. I'm responsive, and I'm deeply inspired by connecting with people that connect to the authentic parts of me that they need to help level up their own journey. And so, being on this platform is about being in front of more people so I can be found. And I'm not for everybody, but I am for somebody. And I appreciate the opportunity to help find my next somebodies. Thank you, brother.
Yo, you guys heard it here. Please do me a favor. Share this with somebody. We want to help him find as many bodies as he is supposed to find. But even more, man, I'm just interested in not even, we don't have to do it here, but I'm interested in connecting with you soon. I'm interested in some fitness related activity
Yeah.
coming up in Portland. I'm interested in some DJing activity. Man, I got some stuff, bro. You just want to see. I
Thank you.
appreciate you being on
Yeah.
here, man. Y'all
Yeah.
know, listen. All right, family, that's a wrap for this session of Next Level Conversations. But remember, elevation does not stop here. Apply what you've learned, challenge yourself, and keep pushing towards your next level. If this conversation resonated with you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it, subscribe, stay locked in for the next one. Keep moving, keep growing. And if you're climbing, I'll see you at the top.